Welcome back. It's time to garden. And today we're starting potatoes, one of the easier things to start. And I'm thankful for that because it was a very long weekend. As you can see, there is straw everywhere. And we rototilled the whole front lawn. We're trying to reset all the damage the dogs did this winter. I moved a lot of compost into the ground here, so very tired. Didn't get a chance to do that this weekend. Wanted to get out here, but I was on lawn duty. So it's after work on a Tuesday right now, just trying to make some time where I have it. And that's what this is all about. It's not supposed to be stressful, it's supposed to be easy. And there's not much easier than starting potatoes. So we've had these inside. They got delivered in like March. They've been shitting, which is all these little sprouts coming off of them. They're looking good. The Lehigh could probably go for a little longer, but they're sprouted, so they're good to go. You can cut some of the larger ones in half and have more to plant. I've never bothered with that. I just plant the whole thing and just carry on. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but I just try to keep it easy. So we're gonna do one bed of the Lehigh. It's a white potato. It's a main crop potato, supposed to grow pretty good here in Pennsylvania. We did it last year and we had a great crop of it. Weeds. And then the red Norland, which is a red potato, as it states. And I harvest them as new potatoes, pretty small, and they're just good. Good crop in the early part of the season, probably like early June, and these will probably be closer to July, but we'll see how they're doing. So we're gonna do the red Norlands in this bed, and we're gonna do the Lehighs in this bed. Reason being I wanna do potatoes in this bed, these beds this year, is when we established this garden, we got soil delivered from 2 different companies. So this strip of beds is soil from one company, this strip of beds is soil from another company. I was just trying to test out who had better soil. In all cases, everything grew great, but I just find this soil is more compacted, probably more topsoil in it, I'm guessing. So I want to loosen it up a little bit this year. So I figure I'll do potatoes in these 2 beds, and I'll do some carrots along this strip here probably, and then some beets here. Just a lot of root crops, just naturally kind of tills the soil for you. Yeah, so that's the plan. We're gonna get started here. So potato spacing, got my trusty yardstick. I try to do 12-inch spacing. So one thing I'm gonna be doing this year is there's these little corner piece arbors that are with the cattle panels. I'm gonna move those this year to each corner of these L-shaped beds. We wanna get some garden lights hung up and stuff, and I think that'll look cool. So I'm gonna leave some space in these corners so I can grow some peas and some beans and whatever else vine crops I wanna grow up there. But otherwise, this is mostly gonna be potatoes. So potatoes like about a 12-inch spacing. I try to be liberal with that. You know, you look at this little potato and you don't think much, but it's gonna probably create about another 12 potatoes underground and make a huge bushy structure above. So give yourself more space than you think with potatoes, and most likely wherever you plant potatoes, you always have potatoes. I'm still picking potatoes out of the corner of the yard from 4 gardens ago. But hey, that's fine, free crops. So 12-inch spacing, knowing that I want to leave this corner kind of open. So 12 inches is right here. We're going to start at the 24-inch mark. So this would be our first foot here, 12 and 12. So there's our 12. So I'll go off of that. So I'll put a potato here. Here, here, and here. Beautiful. And then we'll just do 12 inches off with each potato. And I'll probably have some extra space. So this is 2.5 pounds of each type, so 5 pounds all in, which isn't really that much, but you get a lot, so you don't need to go too crazy. And one more here. It's just best to kind of get yourself set up in the beginning here. So I got 3 of these little red guys left. I kind of can do maybe something like an off, 12 inches off, 12 inches off. That way I'm not taking up so much space, and that kind of will leave a little bit more room, hopefully, for some flowers here. Actually, I think I might put this one here. Boom. So we'll bury them. Let's get these Lehighs set up. And again, I want to leave space here, so go 12 inches off of that. So there's your 12. 12 is right here, so we'll do 12 over, which is right here. So I like the blue potatoes a lot too, but I found last year they got a lot of weevils. I think they're weevils, little wormy guys inside them. It was pretty gross. So I'm growing less variety this year, which is kind of a theme I'm doing this year. Less variety, hopefully more quantity. Just grow what grows best rather than experimenting so much. Not that you shouldn't experiment. I'm experimenting with potatoes and stuff, or peppers and stuff, but all right. All right, and this one actually worked out pretty perfect. So, all right. Now, potatoes you can plant pretty deep. Now, if you're growing like in ground, a lot of times they'll recommend doing rows and they'll tell you to mound it up. So you'll dig out like a trench basically, put your potatoes in, mound some of the soil. You'll see them sprout a little bit, mound some more soil. I haven't tried that. I've always done it in raised beds, in which case I just plant them like 8, 10 inches deep, pretty deep, deeper than you would plant any normal seeds. But you can see this is like the whole potato, so it can go pretty deep. So this soil is pretty loose. Just gonna dig, and I kind of just pull it away, put it in, good to go. And this soil, it's still pretty damp actually. It looks dry on top, but it's still damp from the last time we had rain. Another thing you want to kind of focus on when you're planting your potatoes is the little chitted sprouts. Try to face the main ones up. That's where your foliage is going to come from. And it's really that simple. So I think the blue variety I grew normally was the blue Adirondack, and it grows really well. I just got a lot of pests in it for some reason. I don't know if they just picked on that for some reason, but the red Norland, there was nothing. And the Lehigh, just minimal pest damage last year, which is what I'm looking for, minimal. Because I don't spray with anything. I don't even use organic sprays or anything. Anything that's gonna cost money, I'm trying to avoid putting into the garden if I can. What I say last week, the garden's working for me, I'm not working for the garden. So this is pretty light duty. We're gonna have a lot of potatoes with just this little bit that I'm planting. If you never grew potatoes before, I would say definitely give it a try. They're such a unique flavor, fresh out of the garden, especially like new potatoes. I love them just like boiled with some butter, parsley, salt and pepper. Can't beat it. Maybe with a steak. And these are the red Norlands. I'm kind of a fan mostly of red potatoes. Like if I'm gonna buy them in the store, I usually buy red. Just like the flavor. You can see this soil's, even for a raised bed, is a little compact. I didn't rake it or anything yet this year, so I don't, so it's not too bad. Gives you an opportunity to weed as you go as well. That was something last year, huh? It's all roots. All right, and you can see we're just cruising right through this. I put it off all weekend. I should have just did it. It's honestly more time to set this camera up than it is to plant these potatoes. And honestly, I'm probably not going 8 inches here. It's probably closer to like 6 inches. The soil's a little compacted anyway, so say it's the length of this little spade, so yeah, maybe 6 inches. And just like that, the potatoes for the season are planted. Boom. So I already started beets the other week in the cell trays. They're looking really good. They'll probably go there. And I'm thinking carrots here. I still have some chives there. I'm debating if I should move them or not. I don't know. We got attacked late in the season last year by allium leaf miner, and they annihilated most of the chives. There was chives there, and there's actually like a little speck. I don't know if you can go see it, but that's a chive. That's all that's left. They got annihilated. But they survived, and they survived. So I might move them. I might just leave them because they're, they're survivors. I shouldn't make them leave their home. But anyway, we're gonna do carrots probably here, beets probably there. So it'll be root crops. We actually have a lot of space left, so I really should delineate that for myself. So I kind of can remember like this whole space here. I'll watch this video back. That's actually very useful this year. This is all open space. I'll probably just do some of those sweet alyssums that I had started out, the flowers. I like those for softening these edges. I'm gonna do some there for sure. And yeah, these will be harvested in June, July, and they'll come out, and then I'm thinking probably cabbages or maybe a leek bed, something for our fall crops here. So it's kind of cool when you plant a spring crop, knowing you get a chance to do something different in the fall. So that's it. Potatoes are in. Simple. You can figure on each potato, if you have good growth, will give you probably about 12 potatoes for harvest, maybe more, sometimes less. But that's a lot of potatoes. So 2.5 pounds, times 12. We'll see if we get that much though. So if I have time later this week, I'll do some of the carrots and beets. I still have to harden the beets off, so it's probably a next week thing. But just take your time, don't stress it. It's all good. All right, everybody, till next time, get out in your garden.